This is the AI News Flash for August 25th, 3 p.m. UTC. First up, OpenAI has released the first benchmark results for Jalapeño, its own inference chip, at the Hot Chips 2026 conference. The comparison point is an NVIDIA Blackwell system. Testing used Inference X, SemiAnalysis's public inference benchmark, across three models: GPT-OS 120B, DeepSeek R1 670B, and Kimi K2.5 at 1 trillion parameters. Jalapeño handled 1.5 to 1.9 times more work per watt, cut end-to-end latency by 1.7 to 3.6 times, and ran 2.1 to 4.1 times faster on highly interactive workloads. Measured at the previous best time between tokens operating point, OpenAI reports between 8.6 and 104.3 times more work per watt depending on the model. The chip is rated at 700 watts but never drew more than 550 watts during these tests. Richard Ho, OpenAI's head of hardware, said on a press call that the bottom line is that the results show a very significant performance advance over state-of-the-art, and that Jalapeño can serve more AI work per unit of power while also returning responses more quickly. Jalapeño was first announced last October and was developed in close collaboration with Broadcom, with OpenAI's own models assisting the design process. The design goal is minimizing data movement and communication delays, so model state including the KV cache can be explicitly placed and kept local, while the system activates the right combination of compute, memory, and networking for each inference phase. Deployment starts in very small volumes at the end of 2026, with more significant deployment in 2027. Second, Apple has introduced M6, its first 2-nanometer chip, alongside M5 Ultra, the first quad-die architecture in an M-series system on a chip. They power the new Mac Mini and the new Mac Studio. M6 features a 12-core CPU with what Apple calls the world's fastest CPU core, a 12-core GPU with neural accelerators in every core, a dual 16-core neural engine, and up to 170 gigabytes per second of unified memory bandwidth. M5 Ultra uses next-generation UltraFusion to join 4 dies, offering up to a 36-core CPU, up to an 80-core GPU, and 1.2 terabytes per second of unified memory bandwidth, 50% more than M3 Ultra. Against the M4 model, the new Mac Mini delivers up to 4 times faster AI performance, twice the graphics and storage speed, and 40% faster CPU performance. Pricing starts at $899 for Mac Mini and $5,499 for Mac Studio, with pre-orders opening today and availability beginning September 22nd.
Apple is positioning these machines squarely at always-on agentic computing. Johnny Srouji, Apple's chief hardware officer, said, "Mac Mini has always been the most versatile Mac, whether used as a home computer, powering a professional studio, or as an always-on agentic device. Both models ship with Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, with a 10 gigabit option available."
Third, Alice, an AI trust, safety, and security company formerly known as ActiveFence, has raised $140 million, bringing its total funding to $280 million. The round was led by the Apex Digital Funds, with participation from Samsung, SentinelOne, Maj Invest, Mortec, and Phoenix Insurance, alongside existing investors Resolute Ventures, Grove Ventures, CRV, Highland Europe, Vintage Investments, Norwest, NFX, and Clartec. Apex Digital will also join Alice's board. The company is approaching $100 million in annual recurring revenue. Its AI business has grown more than 500% over the past 2 years, and the round values it in the $700 to $800 million range. It is expanding work with major frontier model developers, including Anthropic and Google. Its edge comes from nearly a decade spent studying how malicious actors exploit major digital platforms, building a proprietary dataset of real-world attacks that it now applies directly to detecting and preventing adversarial behavior across AI systems. The capital goes to advancing the platform, expanding the team behind that intelligence dataset, and scaling go-to-market. Fourth, Gatik, the autonomous box truck company, has raised a $200 million Series D, the largest funding round in its history. The round was led by the Qatar Investment Authority and Koch Disruptive Technologies, with participation from Millennium Management, ARK Invest, and Intact Private Capital. It comes just 2 months after Gatik struck a multi-year commercial agreement with PepsiCo. That PepsiCo deal is its largest public partnership. 41 driverless box trucks now shuttle Cheetos, Doritos, and other Frito-Lay products from distribution centers to stores in Dallas, Phoenix, and Northwest Arkansas. Gatik has locked in commercial deals worth $600 million in contracted revenue. The raise marks a shift from a startup running a handful of pilots to a company operating commercial driverless services for multiple customers across several cities. Gatik plans to expand beyond its current 350-person workforce, hiring engineers and operational staff and entering new markets. And finally, NVIDIA has announced Jetson Orin Nano 2, a robotics computer aimed at redefining entry-level edge AI.
It delivers 78 trillion operations per second of AI compute, 8 gigabytes of memory, and an 8-core ARM CPU. Improved tensor cores and higher memory bandwidth give it twice the inference performance of Jetson Orin Nano Super, while keeping the same compact form factor, and in 15-watt mode it consumes 40% less power to match its predecessor's performance.
Deepu Talla, NVIDIA's Vice President of Robotics and Edge AI, said today's small and medium frontier models have reached the accuracy of last year's largest frontier models, unlocking real-time intelligence for edge devices. Developers can run open models including NVIDIA Cosmos, NVIDIA Nematron, Gemma 4, and Qwen 3, optimized for memory-efficient edge inference. Cognex, Doosan Bobcat, and Matic are among the first adopters, and Wing, the drone delivery subsidiary of Alphabet, is evaluating it for its delivery fleet. More than 3 million developers now build on NVIDIA's robotics stack. The module and developer kit are expected in the first half of 2027.
That's all for this AI News Flash.